Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us at the AI CX Summit. We're diving into a topic today that feels especially relevant for brands that are built on subscription models, which is how AI is turning customer care from reactive problem solving into proactive relationship building. For subscription businesses, retention isn't just a KPI, it's the whole business. The team at Daily Harvest is one of the most advanced AI enabled operations in the D2C space, blending automation, data, and human care to deliver seamless, personalized experiences to thousands of customers every week. I'm thrilled to be joined by Hannah Madsen, Senior Manager of Daily Harvest Care Team. Hannah, thank you for joining us. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm great. I'm super excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
We're pre-recording, so it's right before Halloween. Hannah had a really fun trunk or treat this weekend,
Yes, we did.
all Harry Potter themed.
Yep. It was awesome. Very fun.
Okay, before we jump in, maybe give everyone a quick intro. Tell everyone about yourself and what you're focused on at Daily Harvest.
Sure. So I'm Hannah. You know my name now. I have been with Daily Harvest now for 7 years. I actually started as a customer service agent and have grown through various roles of the care team to where now I head the care team. So, as the lead of care, I'm just really passionate about putting the customer at the heart of everything that we do. And we're really focused on enhancing not just the customer experience, but also making sure that our team's workflow is more efficient and the best that it can be. And we're using tools like automation and AI to handle some of the more routine side of things so that our team can really focus on providing the high touch, white glove level experiences that we aim for with our customers.
Awesome. Yes, it's been great to work with you at Hark. Love the Daily Harvest team.
We love Hark.
Um, okay, let's get into it. All right,
Awesome.
first question, Hannah. Daily Harvest introduced an AI chatbot to expand self-service. What were some of the signals that told you that it was time to invest in AI for your care team?
Oh, there were many. I think that it started kind of with like the whisperings of, hey, there's this thing called AI that's coming into customer experience. And we were like, what is that? Kind of like wanted to push it away for a while, I feel like.
Totally.
But I think that that's an initial feeling for people, right? It's like we don't want this to replace our team, which it doesn't have to, which we have learned. But we started noticing a lot of customer questions were coming in and they just didn't really need a human response. Like they just needed a smarter way of getting their answers more quickly. And as we saw that AI was getting better over time at having these real conversations and they were able to plug right into our system seamlessly, it made a lot of sense to make the leap at that point in time. And now AI is helping us to handle a lot of these quick, simple questions so that more of our customers are getting that instant help. And then our care team agents are focusing more on the trickier human things that really need their attention.
Which is great, right? Because no one wants to be doing all of those manual things that AI
The
can now help.
repetitive things. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, you can have your humans really focus on making magic.
Yep. Exactly.
Awesome. So as you were, setting out to do it, and like you mentioned, it was a little like a little scary of getting started. How did you decide which parts of the care experience to automate with the chatbot? And then again, which moments still needed that human touch?
Yeah, honestly, it's exactly what we just said, right? It's the questions that kept coming up over and over and over. They were the quick and easy ones that didn't need the human brain to solve. It was the kind of questions that were more bogging down our agents in the queue when we knew that there were more pressing and escalated issues waiting for us in the inbox. And a lot of the times they were these questions that we knew could be answered by things like FAQs, by product pages, and just other resources that maybe the customer just hadn't stumbled upon yet. And so it was easier to just be like, hey, chatbot or hey, care team, right? And so those were perfect for our AI to handle. But then the trickier, more nuanced situations, those were the ones that we recognized still needed a real person. And so we've allowed the AI to really just handle more of the fast wins, we called it, while our agents were focusing more on the interactions that benefited from the human touch.
Super interesting and such a great approach and way to think about AI and CX. As you were adopting AI for your team, were there any maybe kind of hesitancies in adopting it? And how did you motivate your team to bring on such a new like function into your team?
I think that the motivation kind of spoke for itself because as we're explaining like what the AI bot does, which is taking out some of these repetitive questions, it was like something that the agents like they like to feel like they're having a conversation with your customer too. And so when it feels like a quick hit and like, oh, I'm just sending this answer that I always send, and maybe it's pre-typed, right? It's a macro or a snippet that we have in our system. When it feels that way, they don't feel like they're getting that human connection either, just like maybe your customer doesn't feel like they're getting the customer connection. So I think that it kind of spoke for itself in the sense of, hey, this is going to take care of some of these repetitive issues where now you can have an actual conversation with people and focus on the things that matter the most rather than just giving out the easy answers to these customers. So
Yeah.
it wasn't really a hard sell for our team, to be honest. Yeah.
Love that take in, and I haven't heard it yet about even thinking about how the AI agents also want human interactions as well.
Hmm. Yep.
Super interesting to think about that since we're always focused on the customer side of it. All right, next question up is Daily Harvest. You know, you built a model to identify customers at risk of canceling. Tell me
Mhm.
more about the model and what data points turned out to be the strongest signals of churn.
Oh, so for us as a D2C subscription brand, the points where customers may churn are all over the customer journey. We know this. It's things like hitting a snag during checkout, having a delivery issue, or maybe your box comes and you don't like the product as much as you thought you would, right? And so that's where the model really came in. And we're able to collect feedback from our customers who might be struggling at any points of these moments. When someone comes into our queue for care, our agents are able to jump in with the context of why a customer is churning from the AI intake. And then they pair it with what they may already know from past interactions with our customers. And so at this point, what we've really created is this full picture view from here's what the AI is saying, here's what we know they already have said with the customer. And they aren't just saving our customers at this point, they're really like listening and providing more proactive solutions on the spot, making sure that the customer feels heard and that's just a better customer experience at this point. So we're taking that, but we're also at the same time then sharing any kind of trends and patterns that we're seeing with like the AI and what's coming in through our care team to share with the broader Daily Harvest team. And we're trying to fix these bigger issues that we see and improve the customer experience, like again, more proactively than we were in the past.
Totally. And, you know, as you were talking about bringing in other teams as well into kind
Hmm.
of the journey, I was thinking about even the work that we're doing at Hark around video feedback and bringing in more of your
Yes.
product team. Would love for you to share with the audience more just about how you're bringing customer experience, you're bringing the rest of the company in for the ride.
Yeah, I mean, Arc is a great platform to do that. We're really utilizing that now as like our main voice of customer platform. I would say, we've been able to allow teams like our culinary team to look at product by product SKU level feedback that is coming in from various intake spots, like from our CRM tool, from our food reviews, like all over. So, like, they're getting this full picture view that's easy to digest. Our food safety team is also using the platform and able to, again, dive in on like maybe actual food and quality issues, the product issues that come in. Logistics team is able to look at the delivery issues that come in, like there's just such a more clean, digestible um, I guess, bout of information that comes, especially through Hark, that these teams are able to use and kind of make more specific and relevant to their team rather than just saying, hey, care team here, we're letting you know what the customer has said this week. And they're kind of like, okay, thank you for that. And it doesn't really go much further than that. They're able to pick out the pieces that they need specifically. And we've seen a lot of success in that alone. So, Yeah.
Yep, I feel like that's the age old where the customer care team comes with really meaningful insights, but just the way that it's packaged, other teams are like, "Oh, that's super interesting," and that's sort of as far as it gets. So
Yeah.
it's really
We don't speak
interesting.
their language, right? They don't speak ours sometimes too. So, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's really been interesting to see how AI, especially this year, has just helped even internal connections and allowing sort of to your point, Hannah, people to kind of speak the same language and get
Mhm.
aligned.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, this is a fun one. Can you share an example where predictive insights directly saved a customer or improved lifetime value?
Yes, and I'm gonna loop it in as this happens often with just our longtime customers in general. They reach out to our care team, and these are the folks that really know the quality of our food and our service that we aim for, and they know what they want to expect. Like, they expect the best, but we know that there are things that happen out of our control. Sometimes we can fix them and sometimes we can't. But what's really powerful is the um, predictive insights pair with the customer's initial message. So things like the customer's tone of voice, the sentiment of their initial message, any repeat feedback that the AI is detecting that the customer has mentioned, and utilizing that AI assisted translation of the customer's message is helping give our picture or our full picture view for the agents, so that they are really understanding what customers need and how they are feeling before they even start replying. That is something that we did not have before. It was very
Mhm.
much just like, here's my problem, please fix it, right? And so, what this is meaning for us now is that we're addressing frustrations early on, we're providing those solutions in real time. But we're also making it so that these agents can prevent really small hiccups in the customer experience from turning into cancellations.
Sweet.
Again, like, we're using this AI piece, we'll call it as like a retention tool too. We
Hmm.
don't have just the ability to retain more of these longtime customers and new customers, but we're also just increasing lifetime value because they're willing to stick along for longer because they feel more confident with our brand. Like, there's this up leveled support that they're getting from the beginning instead of being like, hey, agent, like, here's the thing that I need, right? It's we're getting so much more of a full picture view for our agents so that it's not just this is what the customer said. Like, they have something else to kind of translate what the customer has said as well. And then they can decide how to reply from there.
Yep. And I think, like you said, the evolution from, customer support to now this full-fledged customer experience and now even customer retention, being at the front lines with your team. How has your role evolved, over the past few years of kind of starting in that support role and now moving into this 360 experience role?
Mm. It's evolved a lot. I mean, years ago, we had things like the shortcuts and macros and things that like helped us to reply to customers, right? It had like the easy help, but it also had verbiage of, hey, let's, this customer is asking something really funky, but we're going to get the one off verbiage and then we're going to save it for later in this like platform that we kind of reference and then copy paste. It's very manual still. Like, I look at how that was so many years ago and I'm like, man, or you have it to where like we were typing out every single word, like there wasn't
Yeah.
even so much of the like easy click a button and your
Macros.
whole verbiage comes into play, right? So like that was my early years to where now it's like I mean, you literally have the pre-programmed stuff, but then like AI is able to be like, "Hey, this customer has this problem. Like, here's how we think you should fix it." And then it's like light bulb, like, "Yes, I can use this. I can use this." And we're kind of pairing all of the things together to also still allow us, freedom to say what we need to and still type out what we're saying or speak it, right? Like, we
Right.
have AI in our voice platform as well. So, like, of course, like, we're still as humans going to talk to a customer, but I think that it's really evolved, and again, it's an up level. Like, I've seen it just kind of like continuously build over the years, and now like AI, I feel like is such a new thing that people are trying to get used to still. But like, if you can look at it from that lens of like this is a plugin and it's up leveling your support and what you are able to already do and kind of take it to that next tier. That is what I have seen over on our team, and it's awesome.
Yeah. I think that's a perfect segue right into our last question in terms of where do you see AI just continuing to up level, to your point, to help the team personalize their outreach or deepen the relationships you've built?
Yeah, I think we're just getting started. We have been using these AI platforms and systems now for probably about a year and a half. And we're always looking for ways to improve our customer experience and enhance the quality of care that we give. But AI is really allowing a lot of the behind the scenes to get taken care of so that our team, again, is focusing on the human moments that matter the most. And, we still want to keep the customer first. We want to make sure that they're getting quick, thorough, thoughtful help from our AI agent. But also, if they choose to get the human to help, they can get that. And they feel, as the customer, empowered to choose when they want to self serve and when they want to talk to a real person. And what we're really trying to hone in now is on the voice of the customer. So once again, Hark, it's a great platform. We're utilizing Hark and the AI in Hark to help us to pull out these trends, big and small, and the feedback that comes straight from our customers' mouths to really just enhance the customer journey. And we're really just hoping that through all of these efforts that every interaction that we have with the customer feels easier and more personal and, just delightful with our agents and with our chatbots. So they keep coming back and they keep loving Daily Harvest just as much as we do.
Yep. I love it. I love the work that you're doing with your team. I love the balance you're taking, not going too far on the AI chatbots. Even like you said, allowing the customer to have the choice, right? Like
Mhm.
I know there's kind of new trends around customers don't want to speak to an AI chatbot, but I think there are cases where they actually are very fine with speaking to a chatbot, even if they know that they are. But then
Mhm.
to your point, making sure that it's easy for them to quote unquote escalate to speak
For
to a
sure.
when they need to.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, Hannah, we covered a lot today, but if you had to leave the audience with one last thing, maybe something they can just, take away today and do differently to make their customer experience stronger, what would your recommendation be?
Yes, I would say, eliminate the hesitation if you have any. Use AI as a way to supercharge your support and your customer service. It really does just plug right in, right? It's your sidekick, it's a retention tool, it's taking care of routine tasks and just allowing you to prioritize your supports. And I cannot speak enough to the power behind the trends and feedback that it can pull when it comes to the voice of the customer. That has way just renamed the game for us over here. And what used to be such a manual pull in process to get into the nitty gritty details of the voice of the customer are just so much easier to get and are so much more streamlined so that we can really triage that information and enhance the customer experience so much more proactively. So I would say just don't be afraid to get in there and use it and just really use that again as the way to up level and supercharge your support. It's not going anywhere. So you may as well look at it right in the face and get it on your team because it really can help if you're using it the right way.
Totally. Love it. The takeaway is just do it. Just
Just do
jump
it.
in.
Just do it. Yes.
All right. And for anyone who wants to connect with you directly to talk a little bit more, what's the best way to get in touch?
Um, Find me on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn, Hannah Madsen. If you need help finding the Hannah Madsen, I'm Senior Manager of Care at Daily Harvest once again, and I'm in Greensboro. So if that helps you to kind of narrow down the Hannah Madsens on LinkedIn, that's where I'm at. Feel free to shoot me a DM. I'm happy to chat more.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks so much, Hannah, for joining today. And to everyone tuning in, appreciate you being part of the AI CX Summit. We'll see you in the next session.
Sounds good. See you later.